What's going on, guys? I should have been did this video. This was basically a week or so after the whole synagogue shooting of the Jewish community. And basically, this is Don Lemon, and we all know how much he's trashed and bashed the black community, specifically black men, those that are doing things like that. And I don't agree with them, but when it comes to certain black people, as soon as they get on a platform and they start talking all recklessly and all that stuff, he's talking crap about Kanye. But now pay attention to what he said. He's basically calling out white supremacist terrorism and all that stuff, and calling out white men for being committing terrorist attack in America. Surprisingly, he never seems to bring that up when it comes to black people being terrorized.
I also want to talk about some uncomfortable truth. The truth about who really carries out domestic terror attacks in this country. Earlier this week, I made some comments about that in a conversation with Chris. I said that the biggest terror threat in this country comes from radicals on the far right, primarily white men. That angered some people. But let's put emotion aside and look at the cold, hard facts. The evidence is overwhelming. A recent report from the Government Accountability Office shows that even though more people died in attacks connected to Islamic extremists, the vast majority of deadly attacks in this country from 2001 to 2016 were carried out by far-right violent extremists. The Washington Post, in writing about this today, cites a 2017 report from the Nation Institute's Investigative Fund. It found that far-right plots and attacks outnumber Islamist incidents by almost 2 to 1. The Anti-Defamation League says that homegrown extremists of all kinds killed at least 372 people in the U.S. from 2007 to 2016. Right-wing extremists were responsible for 74% of deaths. Left-wing extremists were responsible for only 2%. The nonpartisan think tank New America looked at attacks in this country after 9/11, and going up to the attack in Charlottesville, they found that of the domestic terror.
I want to stop and pause for a minute. I don't know what the hell is a black nationalist or a black supremacist or anything like that. I mean, I guess it will be most of these black supremacists, though. Black separatists and nationalists, I can understand, but I don't know what the hell a black supremacist is. When there's already a white supremacy, there can't be two supremacies.
Attacks, those not carried out by jihadists, 68 were by far-right groups. Only 8 were by left-wing or black separatist groups. So let me break that down for you even further. Their analysis shows that for every 8 deadly attacks by right-wing extremists, there were 1 by left-wing extremists. Those are the facts. Angered about what I said are missing the entire point. We don't need to worry about people who are thousands of miles away. The biggest threats are homegrown. The facts prove.
Alright, so this is just a quick commentary. We all know if this happens to black church, we all know when it happened, when Dylann Roof shot up there at Emmanuel Church in South Carolina, if I'm not mistaken. It was either South or North. I'm going to go with South. He didn't have all these tears. He didn't have all these things to say about white supremacist terrorism. But as soon as it happened to a Jewish synagogue, he wanna come up with all this. And I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm not saying that it was okay for what the white person did to shoot up 11 people at the synagogue. But somewhere around that week, maybe before or after, 2 black people were shot in a Kroger grocery store. And I don't think Don Lemon said anything about it on his show, on his panel. Sorry. Okay, it's his show, yeah. And he didn't say anything about this. And basically, we all know, and this have nothing to do with it, but we all know he's part of the LGBT community, and his partner is a white man, that stuff. So that lets you know that when he's not really sentimental towards black men and all that stuff, and that's fine because people like me, we got our eyes on Don Lemon, and we know what he's about. Basically, we know his function and how he gets down. But I always watch this guy and never trust him ever. You guys let me know what you think in the comments. Subscribe, share the video, and I'll talk to you in the next one.